Hello. Hi. Welcome to the stream. I still don't have a proper intro. I should really think about that instead of just going like, yep, we're just gonna say hello and then get into it. Hi. Oh, hey, has my... Oh, it's mostly caught up. My heckin... What's it? Heckin... follower counter. It was off for ages after all those heckin' bots followed me during the whole live watch-alongs. Now it's, I think, only one off, but like, yeah, close enough. Maybe I should shrink the follower goal down to like 200 instead of 300, because I feel like we're never gonna hit 300. I don't know, I'll think about that. Anyway, hi. We're not playing Ace Attorney today, if you couldn't tell by the fact that there is a canvas open on screen. So I noticed in my uploads, so on YouTube, in your like your videos section, your channel content, they separate out the videos from the shorts. So even though I've been uploading shorts like every day when I remember, it shows that my last two videos have been Ace Attorney. And I didn't want to have another Ace Attorney right next to them, so I'm like, you know what, we'll do something different today. And in case you haven't heard, I finally finished my daily Mario drawings thing. I hit day 1000 and I decided, yep, that's it. We're finishing it off here. So that's off my plate, and I've already drawn this week's Beast of King comic, so I don't have to draw it all this weekend. So I'm like, okay, perfect time to do a drawing stream. In all seriousness, I've kind of wanted to try doing drawing streams again, but I've sort of been like put off by the idea simply because I spend a lot of my weekend drawing anyway. So I'm like, do I really want to stream myself drawing as well? That's going to destroy my hand. But since I don't have to this weekend, I can just do it. The plan for these sorts of streams is that I'm not going to do like properly finished artwork and whatnot. It's only going to be like the sketch layer, and the idea being that it's mainly so that I can like design characters that I've come up with, but I don't have solid designs for yet. And so in today's stream, the focus is going... Is my mic work properly? Yes, it is. The focus is going to be on characters from that one blacksmith RPG Maker game that I started working on however many months ago it was now, and then it got put to the wayside because I had other stuff to focus on and I never had time. But now, like, I got stuff in my brain, I'm like, yeah, I can work on this now. So I'm planning to try and design some characters from that today, so that I can then like do character portraits or like sprites or whatnot for these guys now, once like I know what they look like. Anyway, alright, I was gonna... Hold on, let me... Where's the... There it is. I'm gonna turn that off for now, because I feel like that's gonna get repetitive if I just listen to that for like 3 hours. I haven't enabled desktop audio yet, because I'm going to click on a thing and see if it has ads. It has ads. God damn it. Ideally, I'd like one that I don't have to switch over. Okay, yeah, sure, that works. Assuming we don't suddenly get an ad later on. That should be good enough. Don't know what music this is, but it's music. Alright. Oh, the other reason why I wasn't entirely sure about doing drawing streams again is like most of the time when I'm drawing, my focus isn't fully on whatever I'm drawing. Alright, I need to switch back to my usual tool. I was on the heckin' dot pen for something else that I've been working on. Oh, right. The fucking cover song. I didn't actually get to record it last weekend because I got sick. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna record this song here on Sunday. I'm gonna take Sunday off from streaming so I can record. I got sick, so I couldn't. So then I spent that day doing the art for the music video instead. I'm probably going to stream both days this weekend, but then next week I have next week off from work, and I'm probably not going to stream during that time, at least not until I get the song cover done. I might do some bonus streams after that, because I still don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday stream next weekend, so we'll have to figure that out, I guess. Alright, so we'll start with just like a basic figure to get like the pose down. This guy, he's going to be the main character of the story. He's a blacksmith, but I kind of don't want him to look like a main character, I guess. The whole point of the whole point of this like RPG Maker game is it's actually just like a small side story that happens before the main story of the world that it takes place in. Just do that so I know like where roughly the torso would end. I'm not exactly great at proportions. In case you could tell, like every fucking artwork I do, I end up making the legs look too small. I'm not much of an artist. In case you couldn't tell by the way I look. Like nothing too fancy. I kind of want to have him like, he has his hand. Something is definitely off here. I think, is this? Like I said, I'm not much of an artist. So then like hand here. Not happy with this. Start over. Maybe I should start with like more basic shapes instead of trying to sketch the whole body first. The hell is this? Oh, this is from Maple Story, okay. Trying to envision it in my head. Oh yeah, that is his right hand, so that's fine. Then his other arm would probably be mostly behind his body, honestly. See that? I think I made the leg too small there, too short. The idea is he's gonna have like his hammer here, and he's like leaning on it. And I feel like maybe the hammer looks too long if I do it like that. then he'd have to be like leaning further. Why did I choose a complicated pose? Why did I do that? Like, I think that works. The main thing is like how do I go about inserting the like sledgehammer type thing without it looking ridiculously long? I guess maybe the arms like back a bit and then it'd like fall hereabouts. That's not a ridiculously long handle, right? But then it kind of just looks like it's floating. Unless I make him look like he's leaning back, but I can't. I'm not a good enough artist for that. Maybe I should ditch the leaning on the hammer and maybe just make him hold it in like two hands. Sort of like that. Or even just move it up so like his hand is like not that big. Holding it like this and the hammer is in his hand like that.
Hear that?
Ah, there's ads! Fuck. Okay, well that doesn't work. God damn it. They all have fucking ads. What about you? Do you have ads? You have ads. Do you have ads? So far, no. So you can stay. Also, I think... Hold on. Yeah, I've made his legs like as long as his body. I don't know if that's appropriate. I don't know proportions. I need to study art more, I guess. See, the thing, I can envision the pose in my head, but I guess if I were to do this pose, he'd need to have a comically large sledgehammer in order to actually have it touch the ground properly. I don't want to start filling in details until I'm happy with the pose, because then if I want to change it, I'm gonna have to redo a bunch of stuff. Let me move my thing over here so that my chat isn't hiding behind my microphone. Not that there's anyone in chat anyway. Why am I not happy with this pose? I feel like... God, this is so hard. I feel like this is why I didn't want to draw on stream before. I'm like, I'm not a great artist. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like the pose works in my head, but then when I'm like putting it here, it doesn't look right. Because the hammer's just not long enough. Do I just make it longer? I put the hammer down here, next to his foot. Yeah, that works, because then I can feel like he's holding it. It's long enough for him to hold with, like, 2 hands. Sure, we'll go with this. Alright, let's fill in his actual body. This would be like coming towards the camera, I guess. Which is I'm not great at perspective. This is still just rough details. I can fix it up later. Because that hand looks like garbage. Probably should have done this in a different color so I can see the difference between the underlying bit and the actual body. But oh well. That, yeah. I put his knees too low. Or did I? I don't know, it looks weird. This one's more forward, so I guess it doesn't have to have as pronounced a knee. Oh, that's what that was. That was the other arm. Kirby's up again. Is it? Kirby Planet Robobot, okay. I got that it was Kirby. Absolute garbage hand, but we'll fix that later. Which is that? Which is the? I don't remember the eraser I usually use. Because I had to switch off of it for the art I was doing for the music video. I'll have to see what settings I have on my laptop, because those settings haven't been messed with. But not right now. And this is another reason why I was hesitant to do drawing streams. I don't know what to fill the commentary with when I don't have a game in front of me. Because when I'm drawing, I just focus on what I'm doing. But I hope someone's able to get some enjoyment out of this. Might save this for an off-stream activity in the future. Just doing that so I get an idea of like what angle it should be at. Make it a little more rounded. The head. The head of Sledgehammer isn't like a solid block like that, I'm pretty sure. Super Mario Galaxy. Should the head be larger for a handle this size? I don't know. We have a rough sketch of the pose. See, this feels normally proportioned, but for the way I draw now, the head feels too small. Like, it's not in proportion with how I would normally draw characters. Let me just see how it looks if I make the head a little bigger. Little bit. Okay, yeah, I did make it a little bigger. I was like, is that just the same size? Animal Crossing. Don't know which Animal Crossing, but it's definitely an Animal Crossing. Right, I'm gonna do this on a separate layer just so if I decide, you know what, this is garbage, I don't want to use this, I don't have to painstakingly fix everything. But I feel like he has like a leather apron on. It's probably not the right term, but I only know it as an apron. Ooh, I haven't actually put any thought into like what the collar of his shirt would be like. And like the apron would have like a pocket with like some tools in it. Don't know if I'm actually going to put the tools in or not, but it definitely has a pocket to put tools in. And he has like big work gloves. Maybe I should have started with a character that I have a clearer vision in mind for how they should look. But he's the main character. I need to figure him out. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. It's black and white, god damn it. How high should his boots go? Maybe like there and then fall over the top. When was shoelaces invented? $1780. Wait. Google says shoelace invention date 1780. But then you scroll down just a sec to Wikipedia and it says the more complex shoes worn by Otzi the Iceman, who lived around 3300 BC, were bound by quote-unquote shoelaces. It's like, okay, so they were actually... Huh. I guess they weren't what we think of shoelaces as today, but seems like a bit weird of a way to say it. I'm just trying to think, like, would it make sense for a character in medieval times to be wearing a boot that has, like, shoelaces? Like, this is the way I typically do boots for characters from this world. Only the characters I've drawn more like taller boots because it's like part of their armor. It's fine, we can go back and change it later. Maybe that's all can like come open to fit your foot in. He wouldn't be wearing like tight pants like this. They'd be like much more rugged and then like tucked into his boots like that. I can add the crinkles later. I'm going to skip his top for now because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I just work on his face. I don't normally like draw the guidelines for the face or whatever. I just sort of freehand it. Which does sometimes result in me having to move things around afterwards to make the face make a bit more sense. Drawing one eye is fine, and then you have to draw the other eye to match. Like, he's got to have some wrinkles. He's old. He has visible ears. I can't pull the old trick of hiding the ears behind the hair. Not for a character who's supposed to be like balding. So his hairline is gonna be like thereabouts. Like another little one there. We're just sort of making it up as we go. Do I want him to have bushy eyebrows or not? Normally, when I draw characters, I just give them lines for eyebrows unless there's... Oh, I haven't drunk my... Oh, my tea's gone completely cold. Not completely, but definitely not warm enough to be called warm, I think. Do I want him to have a mustache or just a beard? I have finished my tea. I think small one, like maybe like just around this sort of area. I'm not good at drawing facial hair. I don't often give my characters facial hair. Also, I'm noticing I'm leaning too far forward and my camera's not picking up my mouth movements. So that now feels... Hold on, let me find... Oh, where would they actually be? Image? Yeah, not that one. Faces. Because there was a particular like default. Oh yeah. There was a default RPG Maker sprite I was using to represent him. Not gonna put it on screen, but I can use it to like act as a... I can have it open in the background as a reference. Have it come up like that? And then this one does give him like a full beard. We'll do this, and then if I then like connect it up here, how does that look? I think just leaving him with this area and then having this part maybe not completely hairless, but like not as bushy. Speaking of bushy, I think I do want to give him bushier eyebrows. Again, I'm trying to think of like where wrinkles go. I don't often draw older characters. There's a lot of things that I don't draw, evidently. In part just because I don't draw all that much, as much as I used to at least. Yeah, that works. What sort of color did this guy have? Okay. Don't know if that fits for what I was thinking of for this guy. Well, actually, do I want the pocket there? Because I feel like... you wouldn't put a belt over the top of an apron, would you? The problem is, with the design right now, I've given him this apron that I feel fits him as a blacksmith, but it covers up so much of the body that there's not really much I can do with the rest of the design. Like, put some stitching on the straps, but maybe this kind of design, and then, hold on, let me quickly look up art I've done of one of my other characters from this world. Okay, yeah. I do have, like, stitching in here. Oh, if we've got stitching in here, then I guess we can have stitching in the boots as well. As in, like, shoelaces. Then he's got a shirt under there as well. But you can't really see it with the way I've covered it up with the stitching there. Maybe extend this down further. Then just some basic stitching like this. Is that right? Is that the same amount? Yes. That works. I kind of want to... It's what I often do with just like putting a band around the wrist when I have large gloves like that. Just looking at this image of I did of this other character. I gave him a pocket on his shirt and then put something in the pocket. I have no fucking clue what that thing in the pocket is. I'm like looking up images of... Fuck, I looked up medieval blacksmith. The first two are like one's, I think it looks like maybe a physical model or a 3D model. Second is a physical model. The next two are fucking Lego models. And I'm like, no, I'm talking about the actual person, the blacksmith, not the... Wow, like none of them are wearing gloves, huh? That dude's not even wearing a shirt. Okay, so the apron is accurate. Hey, I didn't click on that. Google knows me. I search medieval blacksmith and a bunch of the results are just the Lego model. Like add some stitching in his like shirt just to make it look a bit less plain. Or maybe he's rolled up his sleeves even. Like his shirt does have long sleeves, but he's rolled them up to like here. And then his forearms are bare. You can like see hair on his forearms or whatever. Let me just hold my hand like that to see how the fingers would look. Oh, I remember on Twitter, I like heckin', at some point I posted like, this is how I get like reference images for how a character's hand should look while like holding a sword. And I just posted a picture of me holding like a hammer to see like how my fingers would look. And then some absolute numbskulls like, oh, if you can't draw using without having to take reference images, maybe you're just not that good of an artist. It's like, bro, fuck off. Reference images are good. Maybe give him like a colored trim at the bottom of his apron. Because here's the thing, I don't want him to look too much like a main character because he's sort of just a guy. But at the same time, I also don't want him to look too plain. To the point where he doesn't feel like he would be a character at all. He's just like a generic NPC. I feel like this area up here feels too plain, but at the same time I don't know what to do with it. Maybe he has like something embroidered here. For the most part, I'd say I'm happy with it. It just feels like something is lacking. And I don't know what. Just go over this so that... The perspective on that is way off, but oh well. The point of this exercise is to design the character. I can fix up stuff like that later. Super Mario Odyssey. Yeah. Do I give him any forehead wrinkles? Going over this so that I can like turn the orange layer off and see how it looks all together. Because like here you can see there's like orange bits sticking through all over the place. I think that's everything except the hammer, so that should be fine. And if I turn this layer off, like yeah, this is obviously balked, and I need to fix how that looks, but yeah, with the sleeves rolled up, he looks mostly fine, I think. I do think maybe some sort of patch or something here on his apron. But then I need to think of like what would that patch actually be? Just like something to fill in this little bit of space. Trying to think of like what sort of, I guess, iconography would make sense for him. So just thinking about like wrinkles and stuff. Is that? No, I think the current wrinkles are good enough. Yeah, I don't. As much as I would like to do more like drawing stuff, I don't think I'm gonna draw on stream anymore, just because half the time with me drawing it's just spent like this. Me thinking like, what do I do for this, etc. And I feel like that's not particularly fun to watch. But what sort of patch would make sense for him? Miko, hello, welcome. Hope you're not feeling too bad. I saw you were sick this morning. How's the art going? It's going alright. The plan for today is I'm only doing like the sketch layer just to like design these characters. I've got the design mostly down, but I feel like he needs like a patch or something on the apron just to like fill in a bit of this blank space, but I can't think of what the patch should be. Head pounding and stomach hates me. Oh no. So this is the main character of the RPG Maker game that I was working on a while ago and then dropped because I didn't have time, and now I want to pick up again. But despite being the main character, he's supposed to deliberately not look very main character-y. Because he really is just sort of a guy. He's just a normal blacksmith doing his job. Do I just put a fucking name tag? That doesn't seem... doesn't seem like would fit him. Oh, that's why. I was looking at like reference images like what the hell is this? This is a fucking blacksmith smithing in full armor. And I'm like what the hell is that? That's not how blacksmiths look. And then I look and it's a fucking AI bullshit. Yeah, no wonder. AI sees medieval and just puts them in full armor. Like, ah yes, that must mean it's a knight. Again. Oh, what if I just... I was just like scrolling down and heckin' saw a Lego model and they put like a shield there. I was like, what if he put a shield? AI really needs to drop art faster, yeah. Oh, thank you for the redeems, Miko. As someone who works in IT, AI does have a lot of legitimate uses in like data analysis and stuff, but like generative AI, that can fuck off. Also, thank you for the save redeem. I will do that. Has uses, but not this, yeah. We'll save it in here. Da da da. name is Eisner, which is fucking Violet's surname from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Which I think translated to like ironworker or something. Hold on. Let me double check what it actually means. Most of my characters' names, they don't have any like, at least for this world, they don't have any particular meaning. It's just like, oh, I came up with this name and I feel like it fits. But for him, it was deliberately like, hey, doesn't Eisner mean something to do like ironworker or something? That's a fitting name for a blacksmith. God, how long is this page? Where's the etymology? Etymology. Oh yeah, a German name related to various ironworking occupations such as smithing. So, you know, it fits. What is this? Hyper-fitting names. 43. Oh, it's another Kirby song. No wonder I don't know it. I'm looking at the fucking Lego model of a medieval blacksmith to see if there's anything that sparks inspiration there. All I can think of is like a shield, but I don't know if that really fits him. Because he's not from like a noble family or anything. Well, actually, I think the way I've done his shirt, I kind of want to give him a collar. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Oh, what if instead of putting a patch on there or anything, I just like scuff it up a bit, like maybe some bits are like burnt or dirty and whatnot. Especially near the bottom. Yeah. That fills in the space a bit better. Like if I turn this layer off. Yeah, it doesn't feel as like empty anymore. Cool, cool. We have our main character. The lines and colors and whatnot I'll do off stream. Since today was mainly just like I want to come up with a design for them. Now the question comes, who do I do next? Because they're like... So off the top of my head, in terms of like actual characters and not generic enemies or whatnot, there's Mr. Main Character here. Or in terms of characters that have already been, like, I have a name for them and I know what their role generally is. There's this dude. There's like 3 shopkeepers. His daughter and his friend who visits town. And then like 8 mercenaries that you can hire to help you, since like he's not much of a fighter by himself. So who do I design next is the question. What if I just did his pal? His pal who comes to visit. Now his pal, his friend, is he's a soldier, so he's much larger build. I was gonna say I vote for the PAL. Let's go. Alright, there's the head. I'm not exactly great at drawing. There's a lot of things that I'm not good at drawing. Because I guess there's just certain character traits that I use a lot, and as a result I got decent at drawing those sorts of things, and then not so great at drawing things that aren't those. I feel like his head's a little too small for how I usually draw heads, but oh shit, I gotta think of a pose for him, don't I? Maybe like one hand here. And like that. Just make him feel like strong and confident. Fun fact, his pal is actually... So I mentioned that the whole blacksmith game is like a small side story that happens before the main story of this world. His pal actually shows up in the main story, but his pal is kind of... Here he's like very strong and confident, but then when you get to the main story, he's like... His platoon has been completely devastated by the enemy, and he's the only one left. Which is, you know, kind of sad. Honestly, the whole reason what I've been referring to as blacksmith game exists is because, like, I was trying to come up with, like, ideas for smaller, more contained stories that I could use as a as like a first step in trying to create a game, rather than going for a big expansive one right off the bat. And Eisner here, his daughter actually appears in the main story of this world, where, like, she's a blacksmith who has taken over her father's smithy after he passed away, and like it hasn't been going particularly well, but then, like, you can recruit her and she can make weapons for you and whatnot. So I had a thought, like, oh, what if I made, like, a smaller game about her father and, like, what he was doing before he passed away. And so blacksmith game became a thing. I think that about looks right. Then I need a... Oh wait, before I do that, let me add the feet. So I know roughly how small it has to be to fit in frame. This is Donkey Kong music. Forest interlude, if I'm not mistaken. No, this is aquatic... Oh, I'm dumb. Aquatic ambience is so recognizable. How'd I mess that up? I've made him a little smaller than the actual frame because I want to put a helmet on him. One of the few characters that wears a helmet. I recognize this tune, but... Yeah, his head feels a little too small for the body now. At least with the way I normally draw. So I might have to fix that up after I... Oh, now this is bothering me. Where do I recognize that tune from? I have no idea. Wii Sports Resort, okay. God damn it. I got fucking got by Wii Sports. I feel like I've made his feet too small for his body as well. Yeah, definitely. But that's easily fixed, considering we haven't drawn any detail yet. Like this, I guess. Oh, and then because he's a soldier, I can just reuse my heckin' standard... Oh wait, no. No, I can't use the standardized soldier gear because this guy's from the opposite army. He's from the quote-unquote good guys. Meanwhile, all the other characters from this world that I've drawn in armor have been the bad guys. So I can't just reuse the same armor design. Oh, I shouldn't be erasing that. That goes in front. Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy 2. Close enough. I feel like I've made his torso too long. Like maybe the legs should be up here more. Proportions, not my strongest suit. You know, it's just now hitting me that I have not come up with a name for the fucking town that the game takes place in. Like, I have a name for the dungeon, but I don't have a name for the town. Like thereabouts, I think. How big was Eisner's head? Yeah, that's about right. Then shrink it all just a little so I can fit a helmet on top. I'm like trying to use my own hand as like a reference. Like that. There we go. We have the general body type. Now I need to figure out what his arm is going to look like. I'm going to start with the face because that's easier. Do I have a RPG Maker project from... Oh yeah, I made test ones. Oh, do the older ones only... Yeah, the older ones seem to only include... Unless I just outright didn't save it, but... Yeah, maybe it only includes the graphics for like custom stuff that you added. Meanwhile, the newer one just includes everything. Including the default assets? Okay. Well, the more you know. Because there was another... Like, he was from... The character portrait comes from an older version of RPG Maker. But there was... I was basing this guy off of something. Off of an existing character portrait. But I guess we'll just freehand it. Not sure how I want his mouth to look yet. I think our music is over. Yes. So I will have to find another playlist that doesn't have ads. Let me just mute desktop audio for a sec while I find one. What about you? Do you have ads? You seemingly do not have ads, so we'll go with this one. Hold on, I'm gonna see. Hold on. Where? Yeah. Is this? Doesn't fucking tell me where the preloaded graphics are stored. What if I just opened it up right now and see if... actually... I want to see how his helmet looked. Wait, where did I install it? Okay, not there, evidently. Okay, I have no idea. I'm not gonna waste time on that. Oh, is it here? Oh, that is tiny. That is a tiny image. Oh yeah, there it is. So not straight down, but more like coming inwards. I feel like maybe I've made his eyes too large. I mean, maybe it'll look better once I put his heckin' facial hair in. Because unlike Eisner, this guy's got to have like a big old beard. I think what's hurting is the eyebrows don't look right to me. In a more neutral position. Figure out how large this is gonna be. Like that about, maybe? See, I envision him with the helmet, but the helmet kind of just looks silly right now. It's probably because I'm not used to drawing helmets. Like I can, like, maybe if I give the helmet more detail, it'll look a bit less dumb. Now he just looks like fucking Mega Man. Yeah, maybe designing characters live on stream wasn't my best idea. I'll leave that for now and come back to it. Hold on, let me pull up an image of character from the other faction. To see what their armor looks like. Okay, so they have a lot of segmentation up here. So I think I want to keep his like one solid plate in the chest area. Also, this guy's like he's like a captain, so his armor theoretically should be, you'd think it'd be like more, I guess, fancy would be the term, than your average soldier. Fancy and standoutish. Just enough to denote, so that like people can tell he's of a higher rank. That helmet's still like... Maybe I shouldn't have the pointy top. It does look a bit better. Not terrible, so we'll leave it with that for now. What weapon did I make this? I'm pretty sure he does use swords, but I think I made it so he can also use axes as well. This guy doesn't fight in this game, but he would in the main story of this world. Oh, and when I was listing out the characters of the game, I mentioned the 3 shopkeepers. I didn't mention the 3 traveling merchants as well, who you can't actually buy anything from in-game mechanics. You can just sell things to them. So I guess they're more traders than merchants then. Traveling buyers. It's more like they do actually sell things, but then like Eisner speaks to them and he's just like, yeah, I don't need any of this. I can like get this stuff myself. And then they're like, oh, well then maybe you'd be interested in selling instead. So it just sort of becomes a way to offload your excess in a way that gets you more money from it than you would through other means. Oh, they have like a little one there, and then I think I won't bother with the shoulder ones for these guys. Would it even be visible here? Because he's turning his arm like that, so maybe only a little bit of it's visible. Still thinking like, how do I want to do this? Because with the regular enemy soldiers who don't even appear in this game, they just leave the belly area open, but I feel like he shouldn't. I guess it's got to be like a bunch of smaller plates so there's flexibility for him to like bend over and whatnot. Like I can do like small details at the edges like that so you can see that it's actually separate plates, but for now I'll just sketch in the basic pattern. Then like these here. How do I want to strap these on? I'm like trying to deliberately make sure that they don't have like the exact same armor style as the enemy soldiers. One there and then like one here. Main reason I'm concerned about it is because like these are on the opposite side, so you're going to see the full ass strap going around his arm. Probably not loud enough to show up on the mic, but there's a car alarm going off somewhere. Not mine, I don't own a car, so... For these, how did I... Oh... For the regular soldiers, they just didn't have fucking armor on their forearms. I think maybe they're like going... Going through here. The way I'm doing it probably doesn't make particular, like, logistical sense in real-world terms, but it's fucking fantasy. It doesn't need to make complete sense. I can take creative liberties here and there. And what am I gonna do with your boots? Oh, I didn't give him like a heckin' scabbard for his sword. Or a sheath. What is the difference between a sheath and a scabbard? Sheath is small, scabbard is large. Okay, so scabbard is for swords and is rigid. Okay, so scabbard is what I'm talking about. No, like this is a big burly man. I feel like he wears... Well, he uses larger swords. I feel like maybe his scabbard would like sit on his back rather than at his hilt. At his hip. So then, I think like having it come over this side would make the most sense to me, so that he can reach it over with his dominant hand and pull it out. And then that's gonna have to go like over the armor, I guess. Which works, it can fill in some of this empty space. gonna do that on a separate layer just so I don't royally screw everything up. I'll draw it here first and then like arrange it into place. Like that seems big enough, and then it's not already over, is it? No, there is more music. Cool. I want to put that on the end of the scabbard as well. Oh, then how thick does the handle need to be for something like this? For a big ass sword. Can he even fit his hand around that? I don't think so. The handle would absolutely snap in this case, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fantasy. We can pretend. Do I want to put anything on the pommel? Is it called the pommel? I don't know. The end of the heckin' hilt. Like that. That works. Now, I need to like skew it in such a way that it makes sense. That maybe? Ish. I feel like I've put it the wrong way. Yeah, like that, so it's perspective. I feel like I've... Like, now the handle looks too long, but at the same time, like, he's got to be able to get both his hands on it. Make it a little shorter, but I think otherwise that's... about as good as someone of my skill level is going to get it. It's like thereabouts over his back. Then the strap for it is going to come, I guess, over his armor like this. like so. And the boots, oh, I put it, hold on, let me move it up just a little. Now that I don't have the curve in the point in the helmet, I do have room to move it up. Just a bit, so I have room to put like a sole on the bottom of his boot. I don't want to give him the like big tall boots that the enemies have. Oh, and then in here there's like his belt holding up his pants, but you can't really see it because it's behind the strap. This is Xenoblade music. Garplane Night. Yeah. Well, what if I did like the heckin' like steel-capped boots type thing? Instead of having like separate pieces of armor sitting on the boot, just have the boot itself sort of be armored-ish. That works. I think maybe not as high as what I've drawn for the enemies, but I do think big old boots sort of makes sense to me. I'm gonna I'll come back to those. I wanna do some armor here. Like, I'm just thinking about the fucking... This guy doesn't fight on horseback, but I am thinking about how fucking Fire Emblem Cavaliers look with, like, the armor at their waist. Super Mario Sunshine. Yeah. Should this guy have bushy eyebrows too? Yeah, it works for him. I feel like since he's fighting on foot, I don't want to put like too much armor around his legs, just because like I feel like it'd hamper his mobility. Oh, does? No. I was gonna be like, does this guy fight with a shield? The answer is probably not, considering his sword is large enough that he probably needs 2 hands to use it. I feel like maybe the laces for these would be like on the sides. If they even have laces, so I'm not gonna put those in. Like, maybe he does have the shin plating, but not the separate piece that the enemy soldiers have on the actual foot. Yeah, that makes sense to me. All the way around. And then this can cover up the top of the boot, so I don't need to like design what it looks like at the edge. Is this Kirby? That sounds like a Kirby instrument. Yeah, it's Kirby. Should these be strapped to the legs? I think I'll leave them hanging loosely. Sorry, had to sneeze. And this guy doesn't have like tight pants either. It's more baggy, rugged pants, I guess. And then they're tucked into his boots. Again, I feel like there's something missing. Like, he's a dude, but ironically, the fact that he has the helmet sort of makes him feel less like a character to me. Like, the helmet makes him feel more like a generic enemy. Or generic, like, unnamed NPC. Which isn't what he's supposed to be. And that's a problem, because, like, in my mind, there are there are two characters in this story who wear a helmet. Including this guy. And I'm just now thinking, like, how do I make him still feel like a character while also giving him this helmet covering his head? So I want to fix up his beard a little. This is definitely Pokemon music. I don't know which one from though. Ah, it's the end of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I don't know, he's just missing something. I don't know what. Running into the same problem I did with with Eisner. Oh, speaking of, I should save this before. This is Saren. Is there anything I could do to his helmet to make it look more distinctive? Just fill these in for now while I think. Is he missing? What can I add to make him more distinct? Bruh. I just feel like there's something missing, but I don't know what. And it's bugging me. Maybe I should just draw him with, like, not wearing his helmet and having it tucked under his arm or something, but in-game he's gonna have his helmet on. Why doesn't he feel like a character to me? I think it really is the helmet. Because I think a lot of characters, I make them distinct by giving them a unique hairstyle. And because you can't see his hair, he doesn't feel... There's got to be something I can do to make it stand out that, like, yes, this is a unique character. He's not just a generic NPC. So I want to keep the helmet. So there's got to be something that maybe I can customize about his armor or something. To make it be like, yes, this is a unique character. The problem is, the key part of his backstory at this point at this point of the plot hasn't happened yet, so I can't base it off of that. Alright, this is supposed to go as well. I was about to go, oh, what if I gave him a scar? But, like, it makes more sense for him to have that after this story and not during. God. I feel like I'm spending too much time just thinking about this one detail. But it's bugging me. Like, I can try to differentiate him with, like, colors and whatnot, but purely from a design standpoint, it doesn't feel like an actual character, and that bothers me. What if? And like no, that doesn't look right. It's gonna like stick a feather in the side of his helmet, but that doesn't look right. Look real quick. Like, Eisner is a bit generic, but like that's kind of the point of Eisner. And also, like, for some reason Eisner feels more like a character than Seren does to me right now, despite the fact that Eisner is supposed to be generic. Why? I feel like I should just move on and draw something else, but like, it's bugging me. So I feel like that's a bit too far. I just don't know what I can add to make him feel less generic, you know? Oh, it's bugging me so much. And I know I should just move on because I'm spending too much time just looking at this thinking, but I feel the need to work this out because like hold on, do they have the full sprite sheet for this character? Let me see what the body of this character looks like. Which one is he? Even in this sheet, he might be in the other one. Maybe the sprite's supposed to be like a dwarf. Oh no, they've got the non-human ones in here as well. Is that him? I don't think so. Why are they not in the same order? I hate how long I'm spending on this, and I apologize. Oh, that can't be the same one. He's got heckin' horns on his helmet. I am so lost. I was just trying to find the sprite sheet that's associated with this character, but it doesn't... I don't see it. Oh, is that him? No, that's a different helmet style. Oh, that's why I'm looking at the wrong fucking... the wrong fucking game. The wrong fucking version of RPG Maker. Okay, that makes more sense. Now they're in order. That was awkward. Or are they in order? Oh, I think they are. They're just arranged. Oh, there he is. Unfortunately, this version has characters that are squished a bit. Yeah, there's not much detail I can get from that. God. I've spent at least like 15 minutes just sitting here staring at this character, trying to figure out why he doesn't feel like a character. Trying to figure out what I can add to make him feel more character-like. Because he just doesn't. He just feels too generic, and I don't know what the problem is. Aside from, like, the helmet, but I want to keep the helmet, because in my mind, he has a helmet. I apologize to anyone who's having to sit through me umming and ahhing over all this. Just like everything's already filled. There's not a lot of room for customization and whatnot. Because I've given him a decent amount more armor than the regular soldiers that the enemy has. So I can't like really customize his clothes too much underneath. And because you can't see his hair, I can't differentiate him by his hairstyle or anything. I might just have to differentiate by color, because I don't see where there's an opportunity to add something. Maybe I'll have to sit and think about his backstory a bit, like, prior to this story. And then I can, I guess, figure out what I can add to his design to represent that. Because right now it's just... It feels like something's missing, but I don't know what. Done 2 characters. I've wasted too much time thinking about this guy, so I don't know if I'm going to have time to do a full 3rd character. Maybe I'll do a generic enemy, since I will have to design those anyway. I'm gonna make a mushroom enemy. Since I'm not just like using the default RPG Maker assets, I'm gonna have to draw these in my own style anyway. More in and then bulging out, maybe. Give him his little feetsies. Was that the end? Oh no, there's more. I think I'm gonna have, if I'm gonna put it like this, then I should tilt this a bit more. Do I want visible eyes or not? Right now, as it stands, it looks a bit too close to like that one Pikmin enemy. The puff stool, I think it's called. Could do like a dark area under here, and then its eyes peeking out from under the cap, maybe. Let me actually look up what the puff stool looks like, so I don't make it too similar to it. Okay, so it has the dangly bits on top. It also doesn't have spots, notably, so I can give mine spots without too much concern. It's not like mushroom enemies are particularly like it's not like they only exist in one particular franchise and I have to be super careful to not copy it. It's kind of a generic concept. Now, does it need anything else? Because right now it's a perfectly serviceable enemy. But also I'm gonna save it. But it's also maybe a little too plain, like it's just a mushroom with eyes and feet. But then what can you really add to a mushroom enemy besides like this? Because I don't want to give it hands. I definitely should have thought this out before I started drawing it. What enemies? Having a look at the enemies on offer in the default assets. Do they have a mushroom? I don't think they do. No, there are no generic... No, then there are no pre-made assets for a mushroom enemy. That's a shame. I'm just now realizing I decided on like 7 enemy types because the dungeon is going to have like 7 levels and each of them has a different boss. I didn't put any spiders in. I went with like bat, rat, frog, slime, mushroom, lizard, and what was the last one? Oh, rock monster. So no spiders. Okay. I just Googled mushroom monster to get some inspiration. A lot that go, like, I guess more detailed than I would like from this. There's a lot that give it, like, mouths. And I'm not sure I really want my dude to have a mouth. I can see a couple that... could... like, I could use some stuff from. Like, I see a lot that has, like, little bits dangling down and whatnot from under the cap. Which does kind of work with this being, like, a little poisonous mushroom guy. Makes him look like toxic and whatnot. Coming up with a basic design isn't that difficult. What's difficult is then making it feel like a unique, I guess, character. Even in this case, right, it's a generic enemy. But if you look at, like, other RPG franchises, like, for example, Earthbound. Earthbound has mushroom enemies, but they don't feel like a generic, oh, it's just a mushroom. Like, it feels like, okay, this is an Earthbound enemy. This is not just a mushroom monster. You look at, like, Dragon Quest. The Dragon Quest slime is iconic as hell. It may be a generic enemy, but you would think of it as a character. And this, I don't know if it's a character yet. It just feels like a little mushroom guy. And I don't know if it works just yet. What did Dragalia Lost's mushroom enemies look like? Bruh. I click on the images tab of Dragalia Lost Mushroom and it's like fucking everything except mushrooms. Oh, Dragalia Lost Mushrooms did have hands. That's interesting. What if, instead of just these little growth things, I gave it like little warts, essentially. And they'd be like a different color, like they're little poisonous polyps along its body. It doesn't necessarily have to be poison. I can make like other elemental variants of it, but just giving me something to work with. Yeah, that doesn't look so plain anymore. Just that little bit already, to me, like, yeah, this is now a thing. Just something to make it feel like, oh, this isn't just a mushroom with legs. It's a monstery dude. Filling in some of that space. It'd probably help if I did like a bunch together and then like to come up with a consistent style of monster design rather than just doing one at a time. Which I think is why I'm going to leave Sporro here and then do another generic enemy and see if I can like fit the two together in terms of like how much detail I'm giving them and whatnot. Which one do I want to do? Could do like I'll do the rock monster since there's going to be so many variants of that one. Oh, instead of doing it in green. I know it doesn't matter, but I usually try to do my sketch layout in a color that makes sense for the character that I'm sketching. Like, I have a better idea in mind for how the rock monster will look. Two little, very little legs, but then very large and rugged arms, which I will probably segment better to make it look like it's actually made out of rocks later. Should I give it a thumb? I don't know. You wouldn't really be able to see the thumb from this angle anyway. Oh, is that the end of it? That's the end of our playlist, okay. Let me mute so that I can find another one that preferably does not have ads. That has an ad. How about this one? No ads there, okay. I feel like the main body needs to be more segmented as well, rather than just being one solid lump. And the face. So I feel like instead of being like super long, the arms should be like more bulky. instead of looking lanky, right? Like, the arms are still oversized, but they're oversized in terms of, like, just overall size, not in terms of just being too long. If I do that, yeah, that looks a bit more in line with what I'm thinking, I think. I am going to have to, like, go back and refine these designs a bit more, probably, in order to get something that I'm happy with. But, you know, getting a starting point at this point is probably what's most important. So that I get an idea of what the character should look like, that I can then use to do other things from. What do I want in terms of the face? Because, like, I could go for, like something like that. Or have the full-on face in the rocks. Is its body coated in rocks, or is its body made of rocks? That is the question. Well, it's a question, at least. Googling rock monster, see what other people have come up with. See, I Google rock monster, and a lot of them are just like, hey, it's a humanoid thing made of rocks. And I don't know if I really want the Orin to be humanoid. Because it's like a little... It's a thing that, like, jumps out of ore when you try to smash it in order to get stuff. Monster design is difficult. Like, trying to make... Like, if you just want something generic, then I guess not too difficult. You just go like, oh, it's a rat, it's big, and it's angry. There you go, angry rat. But if you want something that feels unique to your world, and I guess feels like a character, right? That's where you can run into problems. I don't think I'm happy with this design. It's not coming together the way I saw it in my head. Like, Spyro is working, so I feel like maybe this should be the standard for what level of detail and monsterness I'm going with, and this just doesn't feel right to me. It's like I've tried to combine like Graveler and Geodude together. I'm gonna keep that just for now and like put on a different layer, but I also want to start from scratch. Like, we have a main rocky body. Chrono Trigger. Corridors of Time. They don't have the things listed. Rude. How am I supposed to guess? How am I supposed to guess where the song comes from if you don't put the details in there? Rude. Oh, I shouldn't sing along because I know there's a like tiny bit of delay in my headphones. It's giving it a face, but it looks a bit goofy. This fucking playlist, the background image is a bunch of video game characters sleeping around a campfire in like heckin'... I think that's Jolly Roger Bay? But for some reason they put this open campfire and then they put a rain effect over the top. It's like, oh yes, shouldn't the campfire be put out by that? Okay. So the brief here, the brief is that I want this to be like a rock monster that like lives inside rocks and eats ore, and then the type of ore that it eats like influences its like biological makeup. But in order to do that, I need a base version to work with first. Like, for some reason, I'm imagining like a snout with like fangs and whatnot that it's using to like crunch up the rocks. But it doesn't look right. And that's probably partially because I don't draw well enough to make it look right, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like what this monster should have. What if it's just like an empty, more like made of rocks? Now see, that looks too goofy. Sporo is a little goofy, but is still like, it's monstrous enough that it feels like a monster. But then like this one, that looks too goofy to me. God. I am shit at this. Like, so many of the, like, Googling rock monster, and so many of it is just humanoid stuff. Oh, maybe I can do something with that. Yeah, like, instead of giving it a visible... Oh, this is forest interlude. Instead of giving it a visible upper lip, we can do something more like this. little eyes. It makes it look a little more goofy, but I think if I did larger eyes, it wouldn't convey the right sort of feeling that I have for this. Hold on. Oh, wait, I need to turn that off so that I can do that. And then skew it. More like this. Did I turn? Yeah, turn that back on. Yeah, that's more like the kind of face I envisioned. Then maybe still keep the large arms and the small feet, but not quite as large. Like, not quite as long and whatnot. More like hereabouts. That looks a bit... Like, I'll still need to tweak it a bit so that it feels more like an actual character and not just generic rock thing. Maybe you can like see like the rocky wall inside of his mouth or something. What would the inside of a rock monster even look like? Like, he would have, like, visible cracks and whatnot, which can help fill in some of the empty space. I think this foot needs to go more hereabouts. Oh, it's starting to feel too goofy again. I feel like... I don't know, I'll save this as it is now. Lauren. But I think what I need to do is like maybe like on the same canvas, like do a bunch of like doodles of these enemies to try and get like a consistent feel across all of them. Because right now, like individually they're fine. Oren's a bit weird, but it's mostly fine. But like compared to one another, I don't think they feel like they're part of the same world, you know? This just feels a bit too goofy compared to Spyro. God, this is difficult. The only time I've designed a quote-unquote bestiary was when I came up with all of the fake, or all of the creatures for my bootleg Pokemon thing. I'm like, this is a very different beast than Pokemon, you know? Which leaves me wondering, how they should look I think what I should do is I should be studying other, like, fantasy RPG series, seeing how they design their monsters, and then I can take that away and apply what I've learned to try and make a consistent bestiary for my world. Because right now, I guess I just don't have a clear vision for how Auron should actually look. Because on one hand, I feel like this design makes sense. It just doesn't fit, right? I would ask, like, does anyone get what I'm saying? But, like, no one else is here, so... Fucking, I'm looking up Rock Monster. Every couple lines, I just keep getting fucking Lego Power Miners shit popping up in Google Images. I've been searching too much Lego. So now it just thinks, oh, you want Lego, right? You like Lego? And like, it ain't wrong, but also not what I'm looking for at the moment. I think I do, like, Auron I'm gonna have to completely redesign. I'm not confident with this design. It's just not, it's not landing. But I don't know what I should change to make it land. Maybe I should have drawn an easier one, but like, oh yeah, the fucking bat enemy, that's easier. I just draw a fucking bat and then make it look more monstery. Then I tried to draw this instead. I think... Well, we're ending a little early, but I think that's going to be it for today's stream, just because, like, I'm running myself in circles trying to, I'll export all of these so that I can post them on Twitter after. So we drew Eisner, we drew Saren, who I still feel the need to rework a little to make him feel less generic. We drew a Sporro, which I think works. My files aren't coming up when I do this, right? No. Good. And we drew an Auron, which I don't think works. But hey, it's a something. It's a something. It's a start. I'll need to do a lot more work to really create a congruent world out of all of these things. The monsters especially. And then also, like, Saren, he needs something to make him feel more like a character and less like a, like, generic class. You know, like, oh, this is the hero class in Fire Emblem or whatever. Like, no, this is an actual character, and I need to figure out how to make him feel like one. And Sporro, I need to figure out how to make the rest of the bestiary feel like Sporro, because I'm pretty happy with Sporro. Auron, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Auron, and Eisner I am pretty happy with. He feels generic, but he's kind of supposed to feel generic. So it works. Anyway, let me just stop this here music. close a bunch of these tabs. Where is this? Put that back on and turn my volume back up so I can hear it. We're going to end here for today. My next stream will be tomorrow. I am actually going to stream tomorrow, even though I still need to do my cover song. Mainly because, like, I have time to. I have all of next week off, so I can record my cover song then. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll be back, probably with Ace Attorney. I just wanted to do something different today so that it's not just a bunch of Ace Attorney in a row on my my YouTube channel. Anyway, hold on. Let me move this over this monitor. And let's... Oh, I need a mute desktop audio. Let's have a look who's online. Oh, Nemvi! Nemvi recently came back to streaming and also... I only just recently found out, like, oh, she has a new account. Let's raid. Nemvi. I did spell it right, let's go. Here are the raid messages. If there's, like, anyone here, there is not, but oh well. Anyway, that's gonna be all from me. Thanks for watching. I feel like there was something else I was supposed to say here, but I can't. My brain is dead. So, thanks for watching. Otsukame. Bye bye. Insane.